Most of your venison will end up as ground meat, and most of the ground meat will probably end up as sausages. You can eat venison sausages at any time of the day, so why not make them into a sweet, savory breakfast? This recipe is ideal for having a slightly sweet yet savory breakfast. Let's get started. To start, cut up the pork belly and the venison. You don't need to be too particular about this. Once they fit into the grinder is all that matters. When cutting the venison, you may encounter a little bit of fat or silver skin. It's best to remove them as they can be chewy and lower the quality of the meat. The ratio of pork fat to venison should be 3:2, as the venison is very lean and may not make the firmest sausages on its own. When grinding your meat, the best formula is to toss pork and venison interchangeably. Pork, venison, then pork again. This will help the mix and save you from doing it by hand later on. Preferably, you should use chilled meat as well as a cool tray to mince it onto to help the bind. Once you have all your meat minced, add the spices. Make sure you mix it well. The mixing will distribute the spices evenly and help with the binding process. Once properly mixed, put the meat in the fridge for a while to cool it down. Depending on your time frame, it can be from half an hour to 24 hours. A little tip for the casing: you can run water through it to loosen it up. This will make for easier use when filling. Use a little bit of oil on the spout to help you slide the sausage skin on. There are a few different choices of sausage casings to pick from, but my personal choice is either sheep or pork. Once you put the casing on the spout, leave it open. Fill the grinder or sausage filler and start pressing. The open casing will allow the trapped air to escape before tying the end. Once the sausage meat starts coming out, tie the end of the casing. You can either make a knot at the end or use a butcher string to do it. When filling the sausage skins, use one hand to guide the filled skin to fill it evenly. When you are done with the casing, tie the end. Again, you can either make a knot or use a butcher string. Next, you need to link the sausages. Depending on the length of your casing, you can turn them one by one or divide them into 3 and turn the middle one. The latter is easier when you have a long skin. Remember, always to turn them opposite ways to prevent opening. Hang them in your fridge or another cool and dry place for a day. Hanging helps the sausage to bind and dry. This makes for a better texture and flavor. When the sausages are ready, place them in a deep oven tray and cover each with oil to prevent the skin from drying out. Place the sausages in a preheated oven for 12 to 15 minutes at 428 degrees Fahrenheit. While the sausages are baking in the oven, we can start making the waffles to add a little extra sweetness to this breakfast. Mix the flour, sugar, and baking powder in a medium bowl. Set aside. In a large bowl, add the eggs and beat them well. Add buttermilk or kefir and combine. Mix in the dry ingredients and butter. Combine until the batter is smooth. To ensure your first batch of waffles is cooked evenly, you can preheat the waffle maker before pouring the batter. While you wait for your waffles and sausages, you can chop some chives. You can serve this dish with cranberry sauce, maple syrup, or both. Enjoy!